Hi guys, sorry for the delay. I've just been a little busy this week, got caught up. So on to your, I can't remember, I think it's your third question. You're talking about if I think there's going to be, or if I think there's a peaceful solution possible. Um, and I don't see it personally. So, just looking at the last 7 weeks, we've got nearly 20,000 dead Palestinians so far, and there's more. The number keeps growing. Um, I don't think those people, the Gazans, I don't think they're going to forget this. Their country's been leveled, decimated, turned into a parking lot already. Hospitals, schools, all of these things just blown up, leveled to the ground. Um, and Palestinians are kind of traditionally not a very forgiving or forgetful people. Um, so I don't think the Palestinians want peace after this. And I don't think Israel has ever really been interested in peace either, despite what they might say in their press releases. Their actions say otherwise. So, for example, the building of settlements in the West Bank, which is illegal. They've been doing this for 30, 40 years. I don't remember when they started, but they keep doing this. They keep taking things and they keep antagonizing. They've kept Gaza under lock and key for for so long. They control all their resources. They control everything. Um, they don't want to find peace. Like the current system is working just fine for them. Every now and then, a few Israelis get killed when the Palestinians get angry, but for the most part, they're getting everything they want from this relationship, the two of them. So yeah, I don't see. There's no reason for Israel to want peace, um, and yeah, Palestinians also don't want peace. The other question you wanted to ask was about the media, and I'm not quite sure. I guess this is a hard question to answer because it depends on what kind of media you're talking about. So you're kind of asking if I think the media is like raising this story higher than it deserves, or if it's like inflaming things. Um, I don't know. I think it's a pretty serious thing that's happening. If you look, the number of civilians killed in Palestine, in Gaza, in the last 7 weeks is about the same number of civilians killed in Ukraine in the last like 2 years. Um, that's something, right? That's something. I think it's a pretty big deal. So I think any media attention on this is justified, as this is a pretty serious issue. If you're thinking like, if you're wondering more about like the media's role in propaganda, um, I think it depends on which kind of media you are consuming, of course. I've been, I think most media is supporting the kind of Israeli propaganda, but I have noticed a few sources are sort of supporting a more Palestinian propaganda. Um, so overall, I think the news is biased to support Israel. They're kind of like the Western country that a lot of the world can identify with here. So most media companies, most media conglomerates will show favoritism toward them. Um, let's see. Your last question, it was a little bit confusing. I'm not really sure what you were asking, but it seems like if you were thinking like, do I think Israel is doing the right thing, or do I think Israel has made like the right choice? And I kind of answered that in my first answer, is that they're getting everything they want here. The United States is giving them money. Half of Europe is more or less like supporting them. At least they're not condemning them. So yeah, they get to take a little bit more from the Palestinian people at no cost, or almost no cost. I don't know if you've noticed this, but since the ground invasion 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago now, the number of dead Israelis, the number has not increased. So normally, they keep count in the hundreds. It was 1,400 died on October 7th and 8th, and the number has not reached 1,500 yet, which means during this ground invasion, less than 100 Israeli soldiers have died. So if the United States is paying for the munitions and the United States is feeding the government whatever war materials they need, and the cost of human life is very low, less than 100 soldiers, then there's no cost. There's no reason for them to not do this. Everything is lining up for them. As for, I guess you could talk about like Palestine or Hamas. Are they getting what they asked for here? So this is something that we talk about a lot, my friends and I, is do we think that Hamas understood the consequences of their actions? And I think they did. I think Hamas is very stupid. They must have known that any margin of success on October 7th would mean a immense amount of destruction for their people. I don't think that there's any way to get around that. They've seen this before. Usually, Israel kills about 10 Palestinians for every one Israeli that Hamas kills. They've gone beyond that so far this time, but as soon as this started, that was my estimate. I thought, okay, 1,400 Israelis killed. We'll be done. We'll be done when there are 14,000 dead Palestinians, but they're still going. So I think Hamas, they probably have a better understanding of this than I do, and they knew what they were doing. They knew that this would end like this. I can only imagine that their hope here is that they can gain some sympathy with the international community by televising war crimes. The problem, of course, is that every time Israel does this, there are war crimes and they're televised and nobody cares. So I think Palestine's on a unfortunate failing trajectory here. So long-term peace, I don't really see it. Short-term peace, I guess, eventually when Israel's tired, but there's no reason for them to stop yet. Two-state solution, maybe. One-state solution, I think no shot. These people hate each other. So I'm curious to hear from Mr. Wiley about what kind of a peace deal you two come up with your Israeli counterparts, because my friends and I, who are a bit invested in this topic, we don't see a favorable outcome, and by favorable I mean without tons of human life lost. So it's not a great situation. It's actually pretty depressing. So yeah, good luck, guys. Thank you.